Dad, did you finish work? I was going to make some omelet for dinner, but we are out of ketchup. Yeah, I was just about to leave. I forgot I had a committee meeting, so I have to work on a few things and then I'll be home. Would it be okay to have dinner after that? Sure, you want me to cook? No, I'll cook, it's okay. I want to make omelet. I don't have school tomorrow, so it's no problem. Can you pick up ketchup on your way home? Of course I can, but is my cooking that bad? Well, the last time you made omelet, it turned out to be a poached egg, right? Right. Oh, by the way, there's the movie you've been wanted to see on TV tonight. Oh, the one I've been dying to see? Let's finish everything and watch it together before we go to bed. I'll make sure I'll record it just in case. Oh, great.
Hey Sean, remember me? You didn't block me, did you? Are you getting this?
What? Who is this?
Have you forgotten already? That's cold. But I understand since I haven't seen you for 7 years. This is your mother.
You're kidding, right? There's no way she'd contact me now. Are you really my mother?
I tried calling home, but there was no answer. I remembered I had your old cell phone from elementary school, so I just looked at the phone book to get your contact. I hope Heather is doing well too.
You've got to be kidding me. What do you want now?
What? Is it so weird for a mother to worry about her son and daughter? She was 3 years old when I left, right? She wasn't even talking yet. But she has grown, hasn't she? I mean, she was more like Daddy, but she must look like me by now, doesn't she?
Seriously, you've got to be kidding me. Do you have any idea how we felt when you saw you left?
What? Well, it's true that it was a hassle to leave when your dad was around, so I left when he was at work. And you were in elementary school, and I only said bye-bye to you.
You're still with that guy from back then, aren't you? You're not my mother. You should be ashamed of yourself for leaving us like that. You are a disgrace to this family. Don't contact me. I don't have time for you.
I know you're busy right now. Your father had an accident and went to heaven.
What?
It's sad, isn't it? But you know what? Someday we'll all go to heaven, and you will have eternal rest. That's why there's nothing to be sad about.
I didn't know you had that kind of faith. And yet you had an affair.
I heard through a friend that the funeral is the day after tomorrow, so I texted you. I thought I'd go to the funeral. It's too much for just you and Heather to take care of the funeral, right?
Are you kidding me? Don't come. I don't need your help. I'll take care of everything.
Really? I thought I'd be nice to you. And you're turning down my generous offer. What a sad little boy you've grown up to be. I wonder how he raised you. You're my son, so you should act like it.
Seriously, you're a joke. You've done nothing for us your whole life. And you're gonna talk bad things about my dad? What kind of nerve do you have?
Well, then good luck with the funeral. I'm going to the funeral anyway. I have to go get my money and my inheritance.
Huh? What's that? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the inheritance from your father, and the title to the land and house where you live now. I'm supposed to get it when he's gone.
What? You're going to get it?
That's right. Your father promised me. He promised me that if he goes to heaven first, I will get the house and all the money. That's why I'm going to get it just like he promised. I'm going to get all of his inheritance. So after the funeral, the house will be mine too. I'll move in with my new husband. You guys have to leave.
Huh? What do you mean we have to leave?
Isn't it obvious? My husband doesn't want me to live with my ex-husband's children. I'm already divorced, so I'm not obligated to support you. I have no choice but to ask you to leave.
No, seriously. Don't be silly. You left 7 years ago and now you want us to leave? And you're going to get all the inheritance?
That's the way it is. The distribution of inheritance is governed by the will of your father. I don't care what you say. He said he's going to give it all to me. The money, the house, everything. If you want to hate me, hate your dad who said he'd give it all to me.
Hey, wait a minute. I don't care about me, but Heather is only 9 years old. If we both get kicked out, what are we going to do? Where are we going to live?
I don't care anything about that. I don't have custody of you. I don't have any obligation to take care of you. Why don't you just go to an institution or something?
You've got to be kidding. How little sense of responsibility do you have? Why did you even give birth to us?
Because your daddy wanted to have children, that's all. Now pack your things so you can leave as soon as the funeral's over. Make sure you pack your things well. Bye-bye, handsome.
Sorry to contact you at this late hour of the night. If this is Sean's account, I have something important to tell you, and I need you to reply. I know your father, and I am sending you a picture as proof. Who is this? This picture is from my elementary school graduation, right? I'm tired today. I don't want any more trouble. Hold on a second, will you? My name is Nathan. I'm your grandfather. My grandfather? You mean my father's father? Yes, that's right. Nice to talk to you, Sean. I'm so sorry for your loss. I didn't get a chance to contact you until this happened. Your father gave me your contact some time ago, but I couldn't text you, and I ended up leaving it until now. No, wait a minute. I don't like it when you suddenly text me like this. Seriously, you're my grandfather? I was told that neither of my parents have any relatives. That's right. You're right to be skeptical. I've never met you since you were born. I opposed your parents' marriage. After a big fight with your father, I sort of kicked him out of my family. We've been almost completely separated. I didn't know that. When you were born, he contacted me with pictures, but I didn't return his calls. But he still contacted me regularly, but I never returned them. He was always seemed to be fine, so I just assumed it would happen eventually. I'm ashamed to admit that I just found out today that he was even divorced. I'm really sorry I couldn't help you at a critical time. No, that's okay. It's not your fault that they're divorced. Don't worry about it. Besides, the three of us were always laughing and having a good time, so... Thank you for saying that, Sean. So, I was wondering if we could talk about the future. Will you make me your guardian? What? Since your father is gone and you are still underage, you'll have a hard time living and go to school without a guardian. I think it would be better if I could stay as close to your life as possible. Because as it is, and even if you have a house, it would be difficult to live just you and Heather. Well, it's true that I was wondering what I would do. Right? Children can't just live on your own. I was wondering if you would be willing to let me and my wife to be your guardians. You know, in situations where you need a guardian or a guarantor and of course financial assistance. What? Are you sure? Of course. I want to help you because I couldn't do anything for you until now. This is my own atonement, and I'd be very grateful if you guys would let us. We're willing to do whatever it helps. Well, thank you, but is it possible for Heather to live at your house? And if possible, I'd like you to be my guarantor to rent an apartment. What? What do you mean? What about the house you live in now? You probably don't have to pay the mortgage, right? You don't have to leave your house. Actually, I got a text from my mom today. Apparently, Dad promised her that she'd get his inheritance when he's gone, so she told me and Heather to move out of the house. Are you serious? She said she's going to live with her new husband. She said we should go to an institution or something. I honestly don't know what to do. That woman is still a jerk, even at her age. Oh, I'm sorry. She's your mother. No, I'm afraid that's exactly what I think about her, too. She should be ashamed of herself to send her own children away. She's not even entitled to get your father's inheritance. I looked it up on the internet, and it seems like she's not entitled to it, right? Right, she's not. She seems so sure of herself. So, if I could rely on you, I want to ask you to take care of Heather. I'll drop out of high school, rent an apartment and work, and I want Heather to go to college. You don't have to, don't worry. You guys don't have to be separated, and you don't have to quit school. Really? I really don't want to be apart from Heather either. I was fed up with school every day, but it makes me sad if I think about I have to drop out, and I wouldn't be able to see my friends anymore. I understand your feelings. I've already caused your father a lot of pain by kicking him out, and I can't forgive her for saying such unbelievable things. I'll take care of everything. Don't worry about anything. You did your best. Thanks, Grandpa. I'll make sure I keep you both together. That's the only way I can be forgiven by my son and myself.
Hey, I'll be there around 1 p.m. today. Have you made arrangements to move out, or do you live there? I thought you'd call me, but you didn't. I dare you to do it yourself, but you're just a kid after all. Hey, are you ignoring me? Are you trying to go against me? Poor little child. Hey, let me in the house. How long are you going to ignore me? Don't you want to know when the moving date is due? Or are you already gone?
Hello, Amanda. I'm the one who put someone in front of the entrance, not let you through. You're nothing but a thief.
Huh? What are you talking about? I mean, you're not Sean, are you? Who are you?
It's been a long time. I wish I'd worked harder to stop you and my son from getting married. I'm Nathan, Rick's father. Do you remember me?
Huh? Don't tell me you're that hard-headed guy. That's Sean's cell phone, isn't it? Why do you have it? You're the one who screwed up my plan, remember? How could I forget?
I have Sean's phone on me right now. I'll answer it for you. It's the security guard at the door. He's from the company I'm the chairman of, and he's here to help us. It seems some shameless person is trying to deceive my grandson.
Huh? It's none of your business. This is about me and my children. Can you just not get involved in this?
Of course it's my business. He's my grandson. You're trying to deceive him and get the money and the house. What kind of nerve do you have?
Huh? I didn't deceive him. It's just that the wife gets her husband's inheritance. What's wrong with that?
You're already divorced.
I'm just asking to get the present Rick promised to give me long time ago.
What right do you have as a non-spouse? Unless there is a will, only Sean and Heather can inherit. You, the ex-wife, have no right. Why don't you go ask your lawyer?
Oh my God! Rick promised me to give me everything. That's a fine will, isn't it? The house and the inheritance are mine.
You make excuses like a child.
When we got married in the first place, you were against it, and you wouldn't allow us to get married. That's why we're in this mess.
Huh?
I wouldn't have run off with another man if he was the heir to a big company.
How can you say that? Is that why you married him?
Well, I didn't think it was a good idea to marry him either, when he was going to be the next president of a big company. But he had to give up to be the next president. I guess he thought he was attractive without it.
Enough. You are definitely not going to get his inheritance, not even a penny.
I told you I have my right. Give it to me already.
Then show me proof that he promised you that.
What?
The will, the letters, the voice recorder. Show them if you have them.
What? No, that wasn't a love letter. He wrote that he would give me anything if I go out with him before Christmas. Now the whole inheritance is mine. This house will be mine and my young husband's. Well, the letter was so gross, so I tore it up and threw it away.
Oh, so you're going to keep it all to yourself because he promised, without the letter? Can you say the same thing in court?
What?
Well, if you don't change your mind, we'll have no choice but to file a claim for reduction of the estate and go to court. I have no proof, but I made a verbal promise before the divorce that I would get my inheritance. So I'm going to keep my inheritance and my house to myself, and I'm going to kick my kids out of here. That's what you're going to say in front of the judge. I have a lot of contacts with lawyers.
You're going to court? How far are you going to get involved in this? I told you not to get involved.
I'm Sean and Heather's grandfather, so I'm not a stranger. You're the one who divorced Rick and gave up custody, so you're a stranger. If you insist any longer, I'll sue you. It's better for you to run away while you can.
No, I don't want to hear that nonsense. We are going to stay in this house. We've already sold our old house, too. My stuff is in storage. I'm in a hotel. I quit my job because of my inheritance. I've spent almost all of my money. I can't go home even if you ask me to.
It doesn't matter what I say. I'm sure you'll find a way to survive.
Well, can't you at least pay for the move and the first month's rent? You have money, don't you?
Don't talk to me like that. You're making me sick. You really are an insane woman. We're all busy with the funeral today. I'd like to send him away peacefully. We can't afford to have a non-family member stay here.
I'm just a regular morning guest. Please let me stay.
Rick's funeral will be a family affair. Anyone who is not a member of the family, please leave. Oh, I think it's time for me to go, so if you'll excuse me.
Oh no! Please wait! Don't kick me out!
My mother really wanted to get us out. She didn't have a place to move to. She was making so much noise in front of the house, so Grandpa called the police and they took her away. I was glad it was quiet by the time of the funeral. She contacted me several times after the next day, but Grandpa blocked all of them, so I never heard from her again. After that, I heard she had a fight with her husband because she didn't get her inheritance. He stole all of Mom's money and took off. To be honest, I felt happy when I thought she would be unhappy. She went after him, and now I don't know her whereabouts. I just hope she won't cause us any more trouble. I wonder what my father thought was so good about her. Grandpa says she used to be a very beautiful woman, and my father, knowing her character, was concerned about her. Apparently, he made a new will every year on his birthday. Sometime after my father's funeral, the lawyer who was in charge of the case contacted me and found out about it. I felt that my father, who was a single parent, had really taken good care of us, and in the will there was a note about Grandpa. It says Grandpa was a difficult man, but he cared about his son. He told us to contact him if we ever needed anything, and our lives took a big turn. It was a very loving environment. After the funeral, Heather and I continued to live in our original house under the guardianship of Grandpa and Grandma. We were both allowed to go to school as before. In addition, Grandpa hired a maid to take care of our housework every day, and we are living more comfortably than before. Both Heather and I have been able to spend our lives without any difficulties. I am really thankful for that. When I grow up, I would like to repay my grandpa for his kindness.
Can I come over there today, Grandpa?
I'm sorry, I'll be late for club activities. Is there anything I should prepare for you?
I want to stay over today and watch a movie with you.
Oh yeah, the slumber party we had before.
Will you go rent a movie, Sean? Like you and Dad used to do?
Yeah, okay, let's do it with Grandpa. I'll get it for you. Will you really? Yeah, popcorn, Coke, chips, extra large ice cream, right? Yes, yes! I'll be home as soon as I can today. Yep, I'll be waiting.
Good evening, Kelly. It's about 8 p.m. there, right?
Hello, Vernon. It's almost 8:30 p.m. Was it a busy day at your work today?
Yeah, it was. I'm used to it, but it's still tiring.
Thank you for working hard every day for our family. But now that your overseas assignment is over, you can finally come home, right? I'm sure the kids are looking forward to finally meeting you. They don't usually say any of their concerns, but I think they miss their father.
Really? I thought they already forgot me.
You're their father. They won't forget you just because they haven't met you in 3 years.
But Kyle is only 5 years old, right? He was 2 when I was transferred to Singapore. I thought he wouldn't remember.
Don't worry, because you would come back here for long vacations, and we used to go on vacation here. I'm sure he knows you're his father. That's how it goes with parents and children.
At first, I really didn't like the idea of 3 years overseas assignment, but now that I think about it, it all happened so fast.
I was so busy raising kids and working that 3 years seemed like a blink of an eye when I think about it now. I've been trained a lot. By the way, when is your return date?
2 months from now, on the 27th.
So close. I'm looking forward to it. What do you want to eat first after a long absence?
Let's see. I think I'll have macaroni and cheese.
Mac and cheese? I'll get it ready for you then. I'll get some expensive ingredients.
I hope they're not too expensive.
Leave it to me. The kids love mac and cheese too. Are you going back to the headquarters as soon as you get back?
Sounds like that's the plan. So, they're putting me online right now for a meeting with the head office in New York. It's pretty tough because of the time difference.
I think they are counting on you. I'm happy for you.
My colleagues said that 3 years in Singapore is a customary career path. I'm sure I'll be able to work at a similar position when I go back to the head office. I can repay the favor you've done to our family for the past 3 years.
Oh, please don't say that. It's only natural for a wife to look after the house while her husband is away. But I'm so happy for you. After 3 years of hard work in Singapore, it's all worth it. All of your hard work is now paid off.
Yes, you're right. Anyway, I need to talk to you.
Okay, what is it? Oh, sorry, Vernon. Can I call you later? I think the kids have started fighting.
Fighting? A girl and a boy fighting each other?
Lately, Kyle has been learning a lot of new words, so he has been arguing with his sister.
I see. I don't like it when they fight. Well, I'll see you tomorrow or when I have time.
Sorry, I'll get back to you. It's been barely 3 years since my husband Vernon was transferred to Singapore by himself. He will be back home in 2 months. I had no doubt in my mind that we would be able to live together as a normal family. I was looking forward to that day to come, but I never imagined that he would betray me like that. Over the weekend, I sent a message to him. Hello, Vernon. I hope this is good timing for you. You said that you want to have a discussion with me the other day, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, that one. Do you mind if we have a discussion about that now?
Kate is at the dance club, and Kyle is taking a nap.
Napping. That's nice. Kids are supposed to play and sleep as much as they can.
The other day, Kate told me that adults can buy whatever they want, whenever they want, even though that's not true. So, what is it that you want to talk about? Is it about the things after you came back here?
No, it's not about that. Actually, I've been thinking about what I'm going to say, but when I get back, I want you to get out of that house.
What? Sorry, I don't understand why I should do that. What do you mean you want me to leave? I can't think straight.
I want to change my family.
What do you mean by that? I really don't get it at all. Explain it properly so I can understand.
Okay, calm down and listen to me. Actually, I met someone I like in Singapore. I'm in love with her.
Someone you love? In Singapore?
Yes, and I want to go back home with her and our child.
A child? Is the child hers? Or is it yours?
She's our child. She's 2 years old now.
So you're saying you had a local wife there? You cheated on me and had a child with her, right? And that the child is 2 years old? That's just right after you were transferred there. So you're saying that you have a child there, but you just want to come back home without thinking about what you're gonna do next?
The moment I met her, I knew that we were meant for each other. I knew she was the one. So I'm going to take her and the child back home to live in the house, and I want you guys to leave.
Wait a minute. That's so selfish. Does she know I exist? You're married, remember?
She doesn't know anything about you and the kids. I can't tell her that. So I want you to shut up and get out of that house.
Huh? Vernon, do you have any idea what you're talking about? I mean, you're cheating on me. That's a great betrayal.
Betrayal or not, it's my life, so I can live it the way I want. It's none of your business.
How can it be none of my business? You have to take responsibility. As for me, what are you going to do about Kate and Kyle? Are you going to divorce me? Pay for the alimony and child support?
I'm going to feed my new family, remember? That's why my money will go to my new family.
Are you saying that you're not going to pay me alimony or child support? No kidding! That's so selfish of you!
You work for the government employee, and you've been living with the kids for the last 3 years. So you don't need me to be there for you, right? She needs me. That's why I want to support her properly.
Are you saying you're coming back with that girlfriend of yours?
We're getting married. So I'm going to go back home first, clean up the house. Also, I'll get divorced from you, pick her up, and come back.
So you're going back and forth, aren't you? That sounds like a lot of work.
That's why I wanted to tell you about the divorce and the house first. Then, even if it's less than 2 months from now, I'm sure that you're ready to move out.
I don't know. Is it really that big of a deal? You're asking me out of the blue. After 3 years of your absence, I thought we'd finally be able to live together as a family in this house.
I'm really sorry about that, but it's going to be me and my new family living in the house. I'm sorry for the short notice, but I need you to step aside for the sake of my happiness.
That's too selfish. Why should I step aside for your happiness? What about our family's happiness?
But this is a decision that's been made. You'll have to leave the house as soon as possible. And of course, move your stuff out neatly so that my new family and I can move in comfortably. I'll come back home once in 2 months, on the 15th, and we'll discuss about the divorce. I'm not going to change my mind.
Are you really going to divorce me, Vernon?
Of course, I'm getting a divorce and I'll be marrying my girlfriend.
If you divorce me, I won't forgive you. After such a terrible betrayal, I'm going to make sure I'm thoroughly done with you.
Wow, that's a scary thing to say.
I'll make sure you pay for the alimony and child support for the kids. I'm not going to just sit back and cry myself to sleep while you're doing this horrible thing to me.
There's no way I can afford the money, so give up. You know what people say, that you can't give what you don't have, don't you?
I'll do whatever it takes to make you pay for those. Even if it takes decades. And I don't like the idea of letting you have your own way. If anything, I don't want you to be happy. I'm going to fight you with everything I've got. Be prepared.
I don't know what you're gonna do, but don't do anything nasty.
I was both angry and annoyed at Vernon. I couldn't even understand why I had married him. Everything just went blank inside my head. But I am a mother of 2 children. I couldn't just stand by and watch with my fingers crossed. My son woke up from his nap and patted me worriedly on the back, bringing me back to my senses. I then proceeded with my preparations.
Kelly, what does this mean?
Vernon, have you returned home? Welcome home.
Stop kidding me. Why is there a board that says the house is on sale the front gate?
That's because I've sold the house. Anyway, where are we going to discuss the divorce? Do you want me to book a hotel's conference room?
Huh? Don't be silly. It's not the right time to book a conference room. What do you mean that you've sold the house? I don't have a home to come back to.
Of course not. You don't have a place to come back to.
That house is for my family. You sold it without my permission.
Vernon, listen to me. Have you forgotten about that house? 7 years ago, when we bought the house.
7 years ago? I don't understand.
You bought the house in my name because I had more money saved up, and because it was easier to get approved for a loan since I work for the government, right? What I do with what's in my name is up to me, isn't it? I just sold my own house on my own. Do you have a problem with that?
That's too selfish. We lived together after we bought it, and we should discuss it.
You took the liberty of going overseas to a new place, got a new girlfriend, and even have a child. And then, when you come back, you ask me to move out of the house because you're bringing her back with you? That's selfish.
What about the division of property? I'm paying the mortgage too, so I should be entitled to it.
I checked with my lawyer and I'm properly following the law. Because you clearly stated on the line that you have no intention of paying alimony and child support. You made a serious mistake.
Mistake? Don't tell me you sold the house for the alimony and child support.
The mortgage you were paying was not enough for alimony and child support. I'll be sure to bill you for the rest. Through my lawyer, of course.
Where are you guys?
There's no way I'm telling you that. You need to ask my lawyer. Besides, I don't want you coming to see me and the kids.
You're having so much fun taking away my place of refuge. You're the worst kind of person.
How dare you? You sounded so happy when you tried to kick us out of the house. Did you have fun making a local wife, even though you were still married to me? Did you enjoy living with your local wife and daughter there?
Well, that's
What you deserve, so you'd better accept the bitter fact. We need to discuss the divorce first. Can you come to my lawyer's office?
lawyer's office?
Yes, the office is in the front of the nearest station of your workplace. When you come, we'll talk about the divorce and the rest of the money. Of course, with my lawyer whom I can trust.
Don't think you'll get away with this.
Oh, and by the way, I'll call your company too.
What? Why? The company has nothing to do with it.
Because you cheated on your wife while you were away from home, and we're getting a divorce. You're not family anymore, so there will be a lot of procedures at the company. I don't know who the other party is yet, but if it's a coworker in Singapore or something, it's just too much.
It can't be helped. I met the love of my life. I don't care about the company. I just want to make the woman I love happy.
Was it really a coworker of yours? A woman who worked there, in the same company? And she didn't know that you were married? That's strange, isn't it?
Singapore is one of the biggest cities in the world, and there are a lot of people there. I mean, they don't even check if I'm married or not, so...
I'm sorry. I still need to contact the company. I better talk to the company about that in detail.
Wait a minute. If you do that, not only me, but she could lose her job too.
She didn't know you were married, did she? Then she's a victim. I'm sure she'll be fine. If anything, she's in the same boat as me.
I told her that I'm a married man after a while.
Oh, wow. I'm stunned. So then she knows now, right?
She saw my messages with you. That's how she found out. But she still said she loves me and that we should get married and live together in the US. She said she loves me.
Looks like I've got more money to charge for alimony. I don't know her contact information indeed, so I still have to tell the company. I'll have my lawyer go through the company and talk to her about the fee.
Our daughter is still young, for God's sake. Please don't do that.
How dare you talk to me like that? Even our kids are still very young, 7 and 5 years old. At this point in time, you're so busy talking about your girlfriend and daughter in Singapore that you don't even worry about Kate and Kyle. You are such a selfish man.
We've been apart for 3 years anyway.
That's not the point, is it? They are your children. Anyway, please come to the lawyer's office. We'll talk about all this.
Please, don't tell the company about the affair and anything related to that.
It's up to you.
What do I have to do to get you not to tell them?
If you and your girlfriend pay proper alimony and child support, I might reconsider.
There's no way I have that much money.
Then I'll just tell the company. The company triggered the problem by transferring you to Singapore in the first place.
Wait a minute, Kelly. I'm sorry. I'll make sure I pay you alimony too. I'm finally back at the head office, and I'm on the fast track to a big promotion. My life is just about to begin. If I fail at this point, everything I've worked for will be a waste.
What does that have to do with me? Everything you're saying is only for your own reasons. You cheated on me and even have a child. You also forced me to move out of my house. You've got to be kidding me. What about the lives of our beloved children? I don't understand why you can only think about your own happiness.
Don't talk to me so coldly like that. All right, I'll go to the lawyer's office right now and get down on my knees or whatever.
Getting down on your knees won't change anything you've done. I don't even want to see that.
Listen, I'm really sorry about what I've done to you.
If you really feel bad, then come to the lawyer's office properly and show your sincerity in the visible form of money. That's the only way to resolve this.
Okay then. Anyway, I'll be right there. So please, don't tell the company.
I'll give you 3 more minutes.
Your joke isn't funny at all, Kelly.
Then I'll give you 30 minutes. Please come quickly. I'll be waiting for you.
I'll be there as soon as I can.
I don't know who started the rumor, but word of Vernon's affair spread quickly throughout the company. He was supposed to return to the headquarters, but he was transferred to a remote place somewhere near Seattle. Of course, there was no way that his girlfriend and child from Singapore would come to such a place, and he was easily dumped right after that. He had cheated and betrayed his wife and 2 children, so he deserves to be punished. I hope he will live the rest of his life reflecting on the mistakes he made. Until now, Vernon has been working alone and lonely at his new office. He sent me a letter through my lawyer, telling me that he could only keep working to pay for the alimony and child support, and it's just too hard for him to bear. Of course, I ripped the letter and threw it right away to the garbage bin.